All right, let's turn now to Stephen A. Smith, who joins us from Miami. He attended tonight's win over the Pistons. And Stephen A., you've covered the NBA for many years. Just put this win streak now at 25 games, which LeBron James himself called crazy. Can you put this into perspective?
Well, I think it's absolutely magnificent what they've been able to accomplish because it takes a tremendous level of focus and dedication, and especially in today's game. I mean, when you look at the Miami Heat, the expectation is that they'll cruise through the playoffs in the Eastern Conference. We don't know if that's going to be true or not, but that's the expectation. And they know that primarily they are measured by what they will do in April, May, and June. So to go through a regular season where all of a sudden winning every regular season game becomes that paramount in terms of their legacy, their history, and their willingness to accept the responsibility of trying to accomplish something that great, to make history, says a lot about who they are, their comfort levels with one another, their belief in one another, and the fact that, you know, they pay attention to what history is and what it's all about. So you got to give them a lot of credit for that, but it's still going to be tough because as I was speaking to some of them tonight, even before the game, this was going to be tough for them to some degree because it's hard to get up for clearly inferior teams. Getting up for the San Antonios of the world, the Chicago Bulls and others where they expect a tough matchup, it's actually a lot easier for them for what they're saying than going up against teams who are relatively seen as inferior.
Yeah, we sort of saw this a few years ago with the Patriots trying to go undefeated in the NFL season, sort of running a steam and getting everyone's best shot. Now, let's talk about this. You said you talked to the players. How badly do they want this record?
Well, they want it bad now. I mean, because they're so close. It would be one thing if they were at 13 or 14 straight and lost the game or whatever the case may be. But with the all-time record being 33 wins and you being at 25, you coming off the 24th straight victory after being down by 27 points to the Cleveland Cavaliers and erasing that deficit in a span of 8 minutes and change, there is no doubt that they are focused on capturing this streak. They understand the roadblocks that lie ahead, particularly in the form of the Chicago Bulls, especially if Derrick Rose comes back, which we all doubt. Then obviously San Antonio a week from Sunday on the road in San Antonio after being on the road in Chicago. Then April 2nd at home against the New York Knicks, a team that beat them twice by 20 points before the Miami Heat upended them a couple of weeks ago at Madison Square Garden. They recognize that there are potential pitfalls on the horizon, but they're on a mission to make history, and they're going to give it their best shot. They know it's not going to be the end of the world if they don't do it. What they recognize, however, is that it's so close. So why not go for it? Don't shortchange yourself. Don't shortchange history by failing to go all out to try and accomplish something so great.
LeBron James grabs all the headlines, and rightfully so. He's the league's reigning MVP. Dwayne Wade also does. He's a former Finals MVP. But what kind of role has the coach, Erik Spoelstra, not many people know about him, what kind of role has he played throughout this win streak?
Well, he's played an integral role because he keeps them focused, and he's a protege of Pat Riley. You have to think about it. If you want to know anything about Erik Spoelstra, just look at it from this perspective. You have a president in the Heat organization in the form of Pat Riley, who's a five-time champion, who's an author of the book The Winner Within, who's an individual that's all about excellence, okay? And instead of picking Bob McAdoo, a Hall of Famer, Ron Rothstein, who's been a head coach twice in this league and has been associated with the franchise and with the NBA for decades. You've got guys like that on the bench who could have easily been picked as a head coach, but he picks this young guy who's a former video coordinator. Why? The way he looks, the way he carries himself, the way he dresses, the way he communicates, the way he motivates. All of these things played an integral role in Pat Riley ultimately making the selection for Erik Spoelstra to be this team's head coach now and into the future. And what does he do? He ultimately acquires LeBron James, and in the process, he goes to one NBA Finals. He wins another, and he's en route to winning another. He's proven himself to be somebody that can handle the allure, the attention, all the shine and hype and hoopla that comes associated with coaching a great team. And he carries himself in a fashion that's indicative and basically emulates that of Pat Riley when Pat Riley was coaching Showtime even before he came to the Knicks organization. So there is no question that Eric Spoelstra has played an integral role because he seems to know what buttons to push, how to keep these guys focused and motivated, and more importantly, he's just doing an outstanding job and proving that Pat Riley made the right choice by selecting him as head coach of this franchise.
Stephen A. Smith joining us on SportsCenter from Miami, where the Miami Heat have won their 25th straight game, 8 away from the NBA record.